We got a special guest in the house today for Music Gear Monday. Super producer, extraordinary DJ, Mr. Slot A.
What up, though?
All the way from Chicago.
That part.
And we're going to hop in and look at this K.O.II right here. If you're not familiar with, or if you want to get familiar with, this is going to be a good episode to tune into. So let's do it.
What up, though? Slot A here, coming all the way from the most beautiful city in the world, Chicago. And right now, we're right here on Music Gear Mondays, and we're looking at the K.O.II from Teenage Engineer. So up here, you got your ADs. This is your input, your output. You can also sync via MIDI. Mm-hmm. Also, you can charge this USB, but you also can plug into a computer with internet access. Allows you to go to a sample editor, essentially, and be able to recall, save things, etc. Up here, it's kind of giving you your navigation. Yeah. So you're looking at this, like right now, it's because it's on battery time, if that's being muted, if it's in keys, if there's some type of shuffle. These are the groups, this ABC. This right here also shows you what's playing. See what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It's showing you the MIDI and the steps. Mm-hmm. There's an overall sequence, right? Yeah. So that for that one sequence gives you 4 groups.
Yeah.
Within those 4 groups, it gives you 12 sample slots per group.
Okay.
And so if I wanted my main, like I kind of did here, if I want my main sample to be on group A, it can live here.
Yeah.
If I want the bass that I had here, that's on group B. The drums, group C, group D can be whatever.
Whatever you want.
But
so
all this can be
essentially that's what this is showing us on the display.
Correct.
Here. It's just our groups. And then
it's showing us our groups, and then here, right now what you're looking at is kind of like a bar count.
Okay.
But this number can change where I can be picking the sample, which instead of a name, it just has a number.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw that.
And then over here, if we go to...
That's like BPM or...
Yeah, over here will be your tempo, and this is the tap tempo.
Yep.
If I was playing the beat...
It can do chops. Where the loop is. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it shows you where the loop is. Yep. If you go into tempo, you can also affect tempo if you are recording in freehand or if you're going quantized. So this is the metronome volume, and that is the tempo. So let me get back to 96. After that, you have... For each individual gap, so if I hit sound, let's just say I wanted just to change this one sound by itself.
Yeah.
Not the whole group, but just that one.
Yeah.
I would go into sound and I'd be able to turn down volume and also turn down pitch.
Everything coincides with that one sound.
Right. But if I hit shift, I can go in and edit.
Okay.
And so it gives me couple different menus. It gives me sound, it gives me trim, it gives me envelope, it gives me time stretch, and then it also gives me panning, and then it gives me group.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like once you get past I don't know where anything is, and this doesn't have the same language as my other whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Start moving on it. Essentially, this display is going to show you
where you are
as far as groups. Going to show you where you are as far as universal control,
correct,
tempo, all of that good stuff, depending on what button that you are picking here.
Right.
Okay. So then, from below the display,
correct,
and that's kind of familiar to anybody that's been on like a drum machine or sampler or anything like that. That I feel like that layout's probably like it's more universal than not.
For sure.
Yeah, but it is a little different than some samples, but you could see a lot of the stuff kind of ties into
for sure
like a drum machine, of some sort.
Absolutely. Like on an MPC, the groups would be up here, and then the pads would be down here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then here you have your sound and edit.
Yep.
You have your main, and if you hit the shift button, my bad, you get commit, which essentially commits whatever you have at that very moment.
Yeah.
As a scene, so you can sequence music.
And then tempo and loop just shows you the tempo and where you're at in the loop.
Yeah, because you can tap tempo. You can also affect how you're playing in.
Yep.
If I want to go back to timing,
Yep.
I just want to play quantize or et cetera, et cetera. Or if I want to hit the shift button and hit correct, it will give me, all right, but these are the instruments that we're going to correct.
Dope. So then the pads, essentially, samples, everything else are in the dark gray buttons.
Correct.
Those are pretty much like all your sounds, samples, all that good stuff.
Yep.
A, B, C, D are what we talked about up here on display. Those are your groups.
Correct.
This fader knob, I saw you use it a couple times.
So it does quite a few things. One is if you hit fader, you on these 12 buttons up here, you see it says tune, velocity, mod, attack, release, pan, low pass, high pass. If you want to put effects on it, and those effects could be reverb, reverb, delay, compression, and I think phase.
Yeah.
Up here you got level, pitch, and then time stretch.
So that fader controls
the group.
Those parameters.
Yeah.
Okay.
It affects those parameters for that particular group. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And then you have what's left? Record and play button.
Record and play. This up
plus and minus
is essentially another navigational tool to get in between. So this might mean something differently if I go into sound. This will help me get to the different groups if I go there. But if I hit main and I hit these buttons, this is also going to take me through the sequence.
Gotcha.
Different points in the sequence.
Okay. So depending on whether you're press and hold or you're
Correct.
in an actual menu, the plus and minus change.
Correct. And then you also have you can erase patterns, you can erase sounds.
Yeah.
It's just you also have to hold it down another button.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. And then this guy's battery powered as well, right?
Yeah.
So
that's what we've been living on.
We're living on batteries right now.
The dope thing too is that, say for instance, you're at home or somewhere private, and you don't have any speakers. There's a speaker right here.
Little built-in speaker.
Little built-in speaker. It's not the bassiest, but you'll be able to get your idea out.
It's like the Move. It's just like a little speaker that gives you some sound to kind of mess around with.
If you don't sample, I did like a factory erasing of all the sounds that were in there so I could add my own.
Yeah.
But it comes with sounds. And there are also sound packs on the website.
Yeah.
So if you did want to use the bass sound and play it, if you have this adapter right here, you can run MIDI right in there. And then just plug it right into the back of MIDI.
Yep.
And then you're good to go. So if you want to put this up with your M-Audio 49 key or your MPK, whatever, you can do that as well.
Welcome to CrateConnect.com, the ultimate DJ record pool designed just for you. Experience the power of lossless wave audio files, delivering crystal clear sound that is only available at CrateConnect.com. Stay ahead of the curve with our monthly charts and trending sections to know what's hot and what's next. Dive into exclusive playlists featuring the freshest releases and edits. Your sets will never be the same. With Crate Connect Go, access your music pool from any mobile device on the go and download your crates anytime, anywhere. Crate Connect is designed with the familiar interface modeled after your favorite DJ software for seamless transitions. Join today and elevate your DJ game at CrateConnect.com.
What up though, man? Slaughter here, man. I'm going to walk you through making just kind of a donut, a loop right here on the K.O.II. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to hit the sample button. It gives me 3 modes. This is stereo with the left and right. Gives me left, right, and center, which is essentially both of the sides cut down. Normally, if I wanted to save space, I would pick one or the other. There's a couple different ways to sample and then chop. I'm gonna do a manual way. There is essentially like what they would call like a dummy chop, where you could just tap at the time versus going to the actual cue. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
So you can sequence where the sample chops
Correct.
can actually be.
Yeah, like you can essentially tap where you want your chop to be, almost similar to the SP404 with the mark button. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or the machine where you're able to tap each pad and kind of pick the time as you press along the sample.
Okay.
So like that.
I got you.
All right, but so let's see. The only thing that sucks right now, and I'm not sure if there's been a software update, is that you kind of have to hold it down. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my threshold, and I think I got the level. Let's double check quick. The most interesting thing on here is what happens with the inputs and outputs, like the ADs on here. It can be boomy, but sometimes not give you enough sub, like either be like the saturation, being how hot or cold or high or low that you bring in your audio. It can add like really cool saturation here. It's still, for as digital of a product as it is, it still has like some really cool analog pieces to it. But so I'm gonna hold down this button. That's kind of how you have to sample across the board on here. So go in here, let's go run through a couple of these. So we're gonna go to a different menu. In order to do that, there's a sound menu. If you go to sound, you can pick your individual sounds, but also there's kind of like a mode where you can kind of go through and group every last one of these. So they all cut off one another. It's like a group choke. You can select how you want it panned. The timing on here, I normally like to mess with the like time stretch.
The release and the
time stretching. They have the time stretching that's available per sample, or you can do it as a group. And then you can also start your trims in here as well. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So I'm gonna keep this one here. Shift down, and I'm turning the start and end point. Right now I'm just focused on the end point, but now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the next part. And then, at least for me, this is where it kind of gets dope, at least as far as this machine goes. So what I'm gonna do now, you can bring up the volume, the pitch, the time stretch. If you wanna add a high pass, low pass filter on it, the attack, whatever you want. But right now what I'm gonna do, and it kind of gives you two versions of it. The pitch, and then there's tune. On the pitch, it's kind of like a smaller amount, almost kind of like synth. Versus like actual semitones, which the tune would be. So I'm gonna go down to this tune. You hit the button, it's like tune. So we'll start with that. And then in order to get tempo, I'm trying to remember, just tap tempo a couple times. I might even try to get a little bit slower than that. All right. You hit record. You can pick essentially how long your loop is. I'm just gonna do a 4. I can just let it run. Let's set the attack a little bit, slow that down. And I want it just to be a little bit longer. So you're gonna hear like some artifacts. You hear that kind of like pulsating? That's the time stretch. We'll make it work in a second though. Alright, cool. We got that part. Let's go.
Damn. The hell did you find that at?
What, the sampler it is?
Yeah. That was fucking magic.
Shout out to YouTube, man.
I always tell people YouTube, that's some crazy.
Alright, let's go in here real quick and then we'll edit these sounds. And then we're gonna group these so they don't cut each other off. Go back over here to fade. I mean, not the fade. Let's go over here to level. Make sure the level is up. Go over here too. I think I was at 5 or -3. Alright. So we'll make that just like a 2-bar loop on its own. So what's dope about the groups is that this group up here, which is the sample, the main melody sample, can be 4 bars. This group down here can be 2. This one down here can be 1, and this one can be 8.
And they can also be played together.
All at the same
as
time.
A loop.
Yeah. All at one time, which is love. Later time. Just give it a little bit of rumble. Now it's doing it to everything, in that group.
Yeah.
So. Oh shit, I should probably do it for 4. That would be smart. Cool, if I don't want that, it's empty again. Go back over here, let's extend that to 4 bars. And this also allows me to scrape through it as well. This volume, where I can go, say if I wanted to punch in each part.
Yeah, you could scroll through.
I could scroll through and then punch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna soften that kick a little bit. All right, cool. So we're gonna go to group C, but instead of sampling again, I've already had drums that I've kind of ran through here. If I want to be able to recall those old drums, I don't need a file name or anything. I can just kind of go through the number. So what does that look like? I hit sound right here. And that's from my other beat.
So you save those as kits already, or as samples already inside of your folders. Okay.
So every time, what's dope about it is that it automatically saves.
Okay. It adds a number to whatever you...
so whatever you bring into it, it automatically saves.
Okay.
So for those who are kind of worried about...
So you can export a kit. You can,
all right, so for this one, we're going to play the sample again. Let that run. All right, so...
Nice.
All right, so right now, those are my chops in that group. And if I want, I can go through and trim each one.
Yeah.
There's like a little bit of air before that snare hits. Okay, let's get that one right. Oh. Okay, bet I got it now. All right, so we're gonna go over here. Okay, cool. We will do 2 bars of that. So that looks like this. And when you do the auto chop, the dope thing about that is that you don't have to go back and regroup everything. Once you've done the auto chop, it kind of already acknowledges it. And so you don't even have to worry about regrouping in that additional step. So this probably won't be in time. I'll probably end up having to pitch it down so it is. So excuse the slop. Let's stop. Let's do that one more time. Actually, yeah, there we go. There we go. Right. And next time when it swings back around, I want to go back to the top with the drums and shit. Now, if I want to level it, which is what I'm going to do in here. If I go in here, if I output, right now I'm messing with the compression settings for like the master. I'll turn it down. But if I really wanted that joint to like really pull out, so maybe I want, that's crazy, pause. If I wanted to be able to take compression and put it on each individual group,
Yeah.
Which is what I'm gonna do now. I press fader, then effects, and then I could turn it up and down. This would be our driving away. Attack and decay, that's essentially the attack. So we have that. Let's go to another sequence. Yeah. Let's see if we can find something else in the sample. There we go. But this is what I'm saying. Like the biggest misconception to me about this thing is that like I know it says 64 megabytes of sample time.
Yeah.
And people kind of get lost in that because they've had computers and et cetera, et
Yeah,
cetera.
but it
like
can go beyond.
It can go way beyond that. And
Yeah.
then what's even crazier is that like I can have multiple beats saved on this, having to think of anything else. I'm gonna bring up the threshold one more time just so. Okay. I just want that one. Do. And I'm just gonna try to put it over keys. Oh, and this thing is polyphonic too. So if I, same way like in 16 level on the MPC, where you're able to mess with pitch filter, I think with this one it's just key. But like you can mess with, you can grab one sound and play it like a keyboard essentially.
Yeah, lay it out across all the notes.
And if you really want to get nerdy, you can have it all set to like one scale.
Yeah.
But for this, I'm not getting ready to do all that shit. I'm gonna find my pitches and I'm gonna keep it moving.
Yeah.
But so let's go down here. Okay. And now I get to choose if it's a one shot or if it's like a legato. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go back to main, go over here to pitch, to keys, and hit my button. I'm gonna go to fader real quick, just, I'm hearing the issue already. I'm gonna go to, so. Go over here time, make that a little bit longer. There you have it, man. Now I can go out of it. Let's go back to it. And it's pressure sensitive, so you know what I'm saying?
Sick. So,
Honest to God, the workflow.
yeah.
I had gotten so used to working in machine and being able to flip through everything so fast.
Yeah.
This kind of reminded me of my MPC. And so now when I'm flipping through this, I'm faster in this, which means I'm way faster in machine now.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like you look at all of this, you're looking at these different colors. I would compare this to any job that anyone has. When you first get the job, you are intimidated by your new role out of ignorance, not out of difficulty.
Yeah.
And over time, the technical portion isn't as scary.
That's going to be it for today's Music Gear Monday.
Type shit.
Where can they follow you at? We're going to put all of Slade's links in the description below. But if you don't get there, go ahead and tell them.
Right on. Follow me at I am Slade on Instagram, or if you're looking for more beat-related content or events from me, Open Swim. If you're looking for nightlife stuff, follow Colors Chicago. That's COLOURS Chicago. But yeah, come say hi, man. I'm a nice person, I think.
That's going to be it for today's Music Gear Monday. We'll catch you guys. Peace.